Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Polka Art Studio tutorial. Today we're creating a beautiful display holder designed to store 3 mini journals. The theme of this project is inspired by Jane Austen's beloved novels, Emma, Pride and Prejudice, and Sense and Sensibility. To make this project easy for you, we've provided a free template and decorative papers, which you can download using the link in the description. The mini journals featured in this display are part of a bundle set available in our Etsy store, and you'll find the link for that in the description as well. The bundle includes over 100 pages filled with journaling sheets, ephemera, decorative elements, and the covers needed to recreate this exact project. In this video, I'll guide you through the step-by-step process of assembling the holder and crafting one of the mini journals. The same method applies to all 3 books, so once you've got the hang of it, you can easily complete the full set. For the signatures, we printed the journal pages and back papers on one side. Then, to give each page a finished double-sided look, we printed the backing papers on the reverse side of each sheet. Each journal has a 1.5-inch spine, which is already included in the kit. The display holder itself measures 6 by 6 inches, but you won't need to do any measuring. We've created a template that you can simply print and cut out to get all the pieces you need. To assemble the holder, you'll need 2 panels of chipboard or cardboard, the printed templates, and decorative elements for embellishing. All the decorative panels in this project have been laminated on one side to give them a polished and sturdy finish. If you'd like to do the same, you can laminate each panel with a blank sheet of copy paper underneath. This way, when you cut out the elements, you can easily remove the extra backing paper, making it much easier to glue everything together while also giving your holder a stronger, more professional look. To get started, we'll cut out all the panels we need for the holder. You'll need 2 square panels, 1 for the bottom and 1 for the back, 2 side panels and 1 front panel. The easiest way to do this is to place the template over your chipboard or cardboard, trace around it, and then cut out the pieces. The template ensures that everything is the perfect size, so you won't need to do any extra measuring. Next, we'll create the hinge strips that will hold our holder together. We'll need 4 of them to start. To make these, cut 4 strips that are 6 inches tall and about 1.5 inches wide. Then, fold each strip in half vertically to create a center crease. These hinges will help connect the panels securely, making the structure sturdy and well aligned. Now we'll apply double-sided tape to each hinge strip. Place the tape on both halves of each strip, making sure to leave the center crease clear. This will allow the hinges to fold and flex properly while securely holding the panels together. Once all the strips are prepped with tape, we're ready to start assembling the structure. Lay out all the panels flat on your workspace, positioning them exactly as they will be assembled. Start by placing the two square panels vertically. One will be the back and the other will be the bottom of the holder. Next, position the two side panels on the left and right of the bottom panel, making sure the shorter edge is facing toward you. Finally, place the narrow front panel at the front, completing the basic layout of the holder. This setup will make it easier to attach the panels using the hinge strips in the next step. Now continue in the exact same manner for the remaining three sides. Now, we'll use the other side of the hinge strips to start assembling the holder. One by one, remove the backing from the double-sided tape and attach each strip to the panel next to it, securing the structure together. As you do this, make sure each panel stands upright at a perfect 90-degree angle and is flush and aligned with the base and adjacent panels. Next, we'll reinforce the structure by connecting the upright panels together. For this, we'll need 8 more hinge strips identical to the ones we used earlier. Start by placing the first 2 strips on the left and right edges of the back panel, ensuring they are flush and aligned. Once these strips are securely in place, lift up the side panels and attach them to the back panel using the exposed side of the hinge strips. As always, make sure everything is straight, aligned, and sitting at a perfect 90-degree angle to maintain a clean, sturdy structure. Now, we'll reinforce the structure further by attaching the remaining hinge strips to the exterior edges. Start by placing 2 strips on the back panel's outer edges, 1 on each side. These will add extra support and ensure a firm connection between the back and side panels. Next, take the 4 remaining strips and attach them to all 4 edges of the bottom panel. This will strengthen the base and provide additional stability to the entire holder. The final step in reinforcing the structure is to secure the front edges with 2 more hinge strips. Measure and cut 2 strips to match the exact height needed, 1.5 inches tall. Then attach these strips to the front edges of the side panels, making sure they are flush and aligned for a clean and sturdy finish. Now that everything is securely connected and our holder has taken shape, it's time to cover all the side edges using the same hinge strip technique. To do this, we'll need 2 strips for the back and front edges and 4 strips to cover the sides. Each side panel will be covered using 2 individual strips, one for the straight edge and another to cover the slanted edge. Now that all the edges are covered, it's time to add some finishing touches using distress ink. Next, it's time to cover the box with the decorative panels for a beautiful finished look. Start by applying double-sided tape to the back of each decorative panel. Then, carefully attach each one to its corresponding side of the holder. The solid pink panels are meant for the interior, while the patterned ones go on the exterior. Make sure everything is properly aligned and pressed down firmly for a smooth, seamless finish. It's also worth mentioning that we'll be adding some decorative stand legs at the bottom and a book plate on the front panel. If you'd like to include these embellishments, attach all the exterior decorative panels first. Once they're in place, add the metal legs and book plate, securing them with eyelets. To give the inside a clean look, cover the prongs of the eyelets by attaching the interior decorative panels last. This way, everything will look neat and polished from both the inside and outside. To secure the decorative legs, start by positioning each one in place at the bottom corners of the holder. Once they're properly aligned, mark the spots where the holes need to go. Next, use a pokey tool or awl to carefully punch 2 holes in each marked spot, making sure they match the placement of the leg's attachment points. Once the holes are ready, place the leg back into position and insert brads through the holes, pushing them through to the other side. On the inside, press the brad prongs tightly against the surface to secure the legs firmly. This will ensure they stay in place and provide a sturdy, elegant base for the holder. This step is optional, but if you'd like to add an elegant touch, you can now cover the sides with lace. We'll be using different coloured lace to decorate all the sides of the holder. To ensure the lace stays securely in place, start by applying double-sided tape along the edges where you want the lace to go. This will temporarily hold it in position while allowing you to adjust it if needed. Once the lace is positioned correctly, apply fabric glue over the tape to secure it permanently. The tape helps keep the lace in place while the glue dries, ensuring a smooth and neat application without shifting. Take your time pressing the lace down firmly, and once everything is set, the holder will have a beautiful, delicate finishing touch. To start, you'll need 2 chipboard panels for the front and back covers. To determine the correct size, place a folded journal page on top of the chipboard and measure a piece that is slightly larger than the page. This will ensure the covers provide a nice border around the journal pages. For the spine, we'll be using 2 strips of craft cardstock. Each strip should be the same height as the cover panels and 1.5 inches wide. To reinforce the spine and prevent tearing over time, we'll also use a sheet of Tyvek. Tyvek is a thin paper-like material that is extremely strong and tear-resistant, making it perfect for bookbinding. To begin, we'll score the spine strips vertically. This step is important because it allows us to slightly bend the strips, helping the spine take on a natural curved shape. Using a scoring tool or bone folder, create several vertical score lines along each craft cardstock spine strip. Space the lines about 1/8 inch apart across the entire width of the strip. This will make the cardstock more flexible and allow it to bend smoothly. Once scored, gently curve the strips with your hands, shaping them into a slight arch. This will help them maintain a natural curved position once they're attached, ensuring the journal opens and closes comfortably. Now, take the 2 spine strips and glue them back to back, making sure they are perfectly aligned. This will create a sturdy, reinforced spine that still maintains its curved shape. Once the spine is assembled, it's time to attach it to the Tyvek piece. The Tyvek should be as tall as your journal covers and about 6 inches wide, which allows it to extend about 1/4 of the way onto each cover panel for extra reinforcement. Apply glue to the center of the Tyvek sheet and carefully position the spine in the middle, pressing it down firmly. Now, we'll connect the spine to the covers. To do this, apply double-sided tape or glue to both sides of the Tyvek where the covers will be attached. Then, carefully position each cover panel on either side of the spine, making sure they are aligned and evenly spaced. It's important to leave a 1/4 inch gap between the spine and each cover. This space will allow the journal to open and close smoothly without putting strain on the spine. Press everything down firmly and let it dry if you're using glue. Now, it's time to cover the panels and give our journal a polished look. Start by selecting a decorative paper that is about 1 inch larger on all sides than the journal covers. This extra space will allow us to neatly wrap the edges for a clean, professional finish. Apply glue or double-sided tape to the back of each cover panel and press them firmly onto the decorative paper, making sure they are centered. Once they are secure, take your scissors and cut the corners at an angle, leaving a small gap near the edges to prevent overlapping bulk. Next, apply glue to the overhanging edges of the paper and gently wrap them around the chipboard, pressing them down firmly to ensure a smooth, seamless look. Now, we'll cover the exterior of the journal with the decorative cover panels included in the kit. These panels have been laminated on one side, just like the ones we used for the holder, giving them a polished and durable finish. To attach them, simply apply double-sided tape or glue to the back of each panel and carefully align them with the front and back covers, pressing them down firmly to ensure a smooth, seamless application. Once the decorative panels are in place, it's time to add embellishments. You can decorate your journal however you like, but we'll keep it simple and elegant by adding lace along the sides for a soft vintage touch, a small decorative flower on the cover. We used one flower per journal to tie them together as a matching set. This step is optional, but if you'd like to add a charming finishing touch, we'll be attaching a tassel to each journal. To do this, punch a small hole near the top of the spine right in the middle. To reinforce the hole and ensure durability, insert an eyelet and use an eyelet setter to secure it in place. Now it's time to attach the signatures to the journal cover. We have 3 signatures and each signature consists of 10 pages. To make sure they are perfectly aligned, we've provided a hole template to guide the punching process. To begin, take one signature, fold it in half, and place the hole template along the center crease. Using a pokey tool or awl, carefully punch 3 holes along the fold. Repeat this step for all your signatures, making sure each one has its holes perfectly positioned before moving on to stitching them into the journal cover. Now, we'll move on to creating the binding base where we'll sew our signatures. Start by cutting a paper sheet that is as tall as the journal cover and about 6 inches wide. This piece will act as the flexible spine inside the journal. To ensure a perfect fit, position it on top of the journal's spine and mark where the covers fold. Once marked, score and fold the paper along these lines so that it bends naturally when the journal opens and closes. Just like before, we'll reinforce the spine by gluing an identical piece of Tyvek onto the front of this paper strip. This will strengthen the binding and prevent wear and tear over time. Next, fold the paper along the spine to give it a well-defined shape, then apply some distress ink to blend it in with the rest of the journal. Now that our binding base is ready, we'll use it to create a template for the sewing holes. Overlay the whole template on top of the spine piece and carefully poke holes where the signatures will be sewn. With the holes in place, we're ready to move on to stitching the signatures into the journal. Now we'll start sewing the signatures into the binding base using a needle and wax thread. To begin, take the first signature and align it with the first set of holes on the spine template. If you'd like to follow our sewing method, here's how to do it. 1. Start by inserting the needle through the middle hole from the inside of the signature, pulling the thread through to the outside. 2. Next, go to the bottom hole and insert the needle from the outside back to the inside. 3. Then, go all the way to the top hole and pull the thread from the inside to the outside. Four. Now, bring the needle back through the middle hole from the outside to the inside and pull it tight. 5. Repeat the process. Go down to the bottom hole from the inside out. Then, go up to the top hole from the inside out. Finally, bring the thread back through the middle hole from the inside to the outside. Once the thread is back on the outside, cut the excess and arrange the ends so they lie parallel to the sewn line. To minimize bulk, apply double-sided tape along the entire sewn thread. This will keep everything flat, ensuring that when we later glue the binding base to the spine, it adheres as flush as possible for a seamless finish. Now repeat the exact same sewing process for the remaining 2 signatures. For the final step, we'll attach the signatures to the journal cover to complete the project. Start by applying double-sided tape along the interior spine of the journal cover. Make sure the tape covers the entire area where the binding base will be attached. Next, carefully position the signatures onto the spine, ensuring they are centered and aligned properly. Press down firmly so that the binding base adheres securely to the spine. Once attached, gently score along the creases of the spine where the journal folds. This helps tuck in the edges of the binding base, ensuring the journal opens fully without strain and preventing any tearing over time. The final step is to cover the inside covers with decorative panels for a polished, finished look. We'll be using a sheet from the decorative papers included in the kit. Simply cut the paper to fit the inside front and back covers, apply double-sided tape or glue, and press them down firmly to secure. If you'd like to add more embellishments, you can further decorate the pages with extra elements like pockets, tags, and decorative accents, all of which are included in our bundle. These little details will give your journal a beautiful, personalised touch and make it even more special to use. With that, your Jane Austen-inspired journal and matching display holder are complete. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you will have a lovely time crafting one of your own. We will see you again in the next tutorial, but until then, have fun crafting.